Hello, welcome to Northwest Connection. My name's Trell,
My name's Libby.
and today we've got Dakota Avenue with us. Hello.
Hello.
Thanks for coming down, guys.
No
Would
worries.
you like to introduce yourselves
Yeah.
and what you do in the band?
Yeah. My name's Jay. I front the band, play guitar, and sing.
I'm Jensen. I'm the drummer now, and I'm also now the producer for the band.
Hey.
So you're self-produced.
Yeah.
Nice. And how did Dakota Avenue come together?
It started years ago back in college for me because I went to college in Salford. So there's an avenue called Dakota Avenue, which is the address of my college. But we were like the first intake of the college, so I was like, I'm nicking that name. I loved the symmetry of Dakota Avenue. Thought it was cool. But then, yeah, it's just kind of progressed on and on and on and on. And then kind of after COVID, I met you through, was it Find My Band?
Join my band.
Join My Band or something?
I
Like
think
someone.
everyone's used that.
Yeah, I honestly was like, I didn't think it was a thing that would work. And I was feeling proper low. And Andy, bassist, who can't be here today, he was like, come on, let's get on Find My Band. And he like ran an ad. And then Jensen got straight in touch. And I was like, yeah, this is sick.
And it works.
Yeah.
That's
From my
awesome.
end, I was going through a tough time myself, and I was looking on the site every day, just looking, and there's loads of bands. I was like, oh, yeah, but they're either really far away or it just doesn't really sound that good. It just doesn't seem worth it. And then I saw the ad come up, saw the name straight away. I was like, actually, yeah, that's a really cool name. Looked on.
Yeah.
Looked
I'll
on.
tell
I thought, oh, the ad was only posted like 4 or 5 hours ago. This is 1 a.m, by the way. And
Oh, yeah.
immediately checked like the links that they had. First song I heard was Slap Me Silly. And immediately I was like, I am joining this band.
Yeah.
So got in touch. They asked for an audition tape. I think I got it back the same day because I was just so
I
excited.
thought it was
Yeah.
mental.
I just did a cover of Slap Me Silly, got it back to them same day. And because I'm originally from Grimsby, East Coast.
Which is sad, I know. Let's
Yeah.
just take a second to just give him
You
a
know,
minute.
your
to-
£1 donations per week are really making a difference, guys. But so I've come here to do a masters. So that's why I was looking for bands around Manchester about it. And yeah, been with them how long now? A year?
About a year.
Yeah, almost a year.
year. Year too long.
Yeah.
And you're Manchester based, or Salford
Yeah.
based.
Yeah,
Manchester,
yeah.
yeah.
Like, yeah. It's strange because I'm like from Bolton, but like we kind of met, like me and Andy met in Manchester, but he's from Sheffield, and then Jensen's from Grimsby. So yeah, it's weird. We're kind of like a bit of an everywhere band. So it's really hard to kind of, when you get that kind of Cortinas say they're from Manchester, or like Blossom say they're from Stockport, and it's really hard to like pin down actually where our home is, but it's definitely Manchester.
And what are your musical backgrounds? How did you get into it?
How to get into it? Mine was just my stepdad, like when I was about 4 or something like that, had this acoustic guitar and he like played this chord and I was like, that was the sickest sounding thing ever. And he knew like 3 chords and taught me these 3 chords. And then I actually moved on to drums because I had like anger issues. So my mum was like, go on, let's just get him something he can absolutely smash the hell out of. And I started
Burn
loving
some
it.
energy.
Yeah, that was it. And I started loving it. And just progressed on from there and went back to guitar. That's obviously my main thing.
Yeah. So being from small town, there's nothing there musically. There's just nothing. And I was when I got to college, I was doing computer science, business and finance because I'm really interested. And I just one day, like I was learning about like how to buy ISIS or something, and I thought this is soul burning. Like not even just a short, it just actually burns to try and do. I'm actually going to do what I want to do, which is music. So I switched to music from there. Went on and I did a degree in Chester, which, I mean, Chester's an amazing place, but the only thing it doesn't have is a music scene, really.
Yeah.
But yeah, I did lessons before that in drumming. How long have I drummed now? About 13 years. And then production, about getting close to 3 years now.
Which is crazy with how good your production sound. I've had one like I can play quite well like most instruments.
Yeah.
Like that, commercial instruments.
Yeah.
I had like 1 or 2 guitar lessons, and then my guitar teacher died, and
How bad were you?
I was like, yeah. I was like, so I'd had really quick side thing. I got appendicitis. Don't even ask where this is going. I got appendicitis, right? And
This
then
is what Jay's like.
and then like 2 weeks later, my sister got appendicitis. And obviously you can't give someone appendicitis. But at that age, I was like 10 or something. I was convinced that I'd given her appendicitis and I'd ruined her 18th birthday. And I was like, this is the end of the world. Oh my God. And then the same thing, like my guitar teacher died. I was like, I've killed him. Oh my God. Like I've killed him. I was like, I'm never having another guitar teacher again. Like, and yeah, that was it. YouTube can't die, can it? So
my thing's a bit like that. Like went to adopt a donkey, and then my donkey died, and then they passed it on to another donkey, and that donkey died as well. And then the other donkey died. They just kept dying.
Now we have become
that's
deaf.
devastating.
So now I just don't want to adopt
Yeah, don't
anything.
get Livy to
'cause,
sponsor your pet.
Yeah.
it might just die.
Oh my God.
Never
That's
go to
harrowing.
Chester Zoo.
No,
No,
yeah.
no.
Was there a specific band that made it click for you, that you got you into music? Or?
Yeah.
I feel like we're gonna have different answers. Oh, actually, no, maybe.
I don't know. Mine's Feeder.
Really?
Yeah, without a shadow
Right.
of a
See,
doubt.
It's funny because it was kind of like U2 and Feeder and that sort of side for a while, because that's what my dad's really into and has always been into. But then what really got me into playing was Slipknot.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, he's well into metal, aren't you?
Yeah,
So,
I'm like
Joey Jordison era.
that. My gig snare is a Joey Jordison snare.
yeah, that's what we use like.
There's one around here somewhere.
That's class.
From a river, I think they use one of those.
Maybe.
Yeah, they've got Slipknot, so definitely. So, what are you listening to now?
Oh my God.
Now this is going to be even more different.
Yeah, my brain's just absolutely gone blank.
I would like to put you on the spot.
Yeah, I need my phone.
We get that every episode.
Yeah,
Oh my
everyone's like, oh,
days!
where's
Like
my
I
phone?
listen
Oh,
to
well.
so much.
I roughly mine is pretty much
Can I have my phone,
metal
please?
all the time. A lot of the time I use I will listen to indie and stuff like that, but I mainly listen to it for reference tracks when I'm mixing. But like anything from Bring Me the Horizon all the way up to like Viljasa and Humanity's Last Breath, if you know them. They're from Buster Alderhome, who's like the Swedish producer and multi-instrumentalist who's just insane. Like he's really like carving the way of the new metal sound, and it's incredible. But then the other side is that I just genuinely love all the songs that Dakota comes out with. Like I just really love them to listen, and it's weird to me that I can love this and this like almost just as much.
Yeah.
So I don't know how you do it, but well done.
Thank you. It's probably because I had so much influence growing up, like on like the metal genre had so much of an influence on me growing up. Like Miles Kennedy from Alter Bridge taught me to sing.
Right, yeah.
Like he's the reason that I used to just come home and try and belt Blackbird, and if I couldn't reach it, I would do it the next day, and then I would do it the next day. And like yeah, Alter Bridge, Blackstone Cherry, like all them kind of like.
We get both those bands a lot.
Yes, they're just like melodically at Alter Bridge are just phenomenal.
Yeah, I
they were
think that's
just
what it is, the
ridiculous.
melodies,
Yeah, I just absolutely loved them. So like and then I used to listen to Bullet. I used to listen to that's me and Andy in the band. We bonded over like we were the only people at uni who like knew like Bullet and Asking Alexandria and all these. And we both kind of went through that kind of phase, and we were able to like bond over that. So it's cool because like every now and again we'll slip back into it. Like I went to Download and it was absolutely sick. Like you know, Andy goes to Outbreak every year, which is like a metal festival. Yeah. So
Yeah.
How would you describe Dakota Avenue to someone who hasn't heard you before?
I think you came up with like the best word, which is still the word on the Spotify, which is atmospheric.
oh yeah, it's proper cringe that, isn't it?
It is, but it
is grim,
it
that.
is very accurate.
It's a tag.
Yeah.
Like yeah, it was somebody. I think somebody else said it to me or something, and it was like it's like atmospheric, and I was like, oh, that's really really cool. But like alt now has kind of become
Umbrella, isn't it? For like.
Well, yeah. So like alt has now become more like your kind of pop punky scene is like now considered alt. Like so like the meanings. It's weird how the meanings of things change, isn't it? Because like indie used to be like Joy Division or whatever, and now indie is just like that kind of jungly like Cortinizzi type rock, and the meaning of the genre changes, doesn't it? So it's weird. But I would probably say I always aim for like if Kings of Leon were to be best friends with Foo Fighters and Coldplay.
Yeah.
That's like the three that I would say.
Have you got a musician that's inspired you the most?
That I know, or that meaning that's been in my life, or that like
That you listen to?
oh, there's
Just
loads.
too many.
Edge from U2 is like
Is
yeah,
that just
because of
guitar-
his
like that?
because of his guitar
Like
tone.
it's
Yeah,
quite
just-
unique, isn't it? Like
yeah.
not flashy, but it's
Mm.
Side note about the Edge. Have you ever heard that even now, so his guitar tech, after every single show, he gets his guitar tech to change every single guitar strings. All of them, even the ones he hasn't played.
That's,
know if
that's
that's
so
not-
extra.
I don't know if that
That's
still
so
happens, but I remember hearing
stupid.
about that.
That's so mad.
Do not do that.
No. I don't.
But-
I genuinely think I don't think I've ever replaced my guitar strings more than once a year. How bad is that?
Wow.
I think the last
I
time
think
you
that's quite
changed it.
unusual for
Yeah.
a guitarist.
Never ever. I've never broken a string. Oh, I've broken a string on stage once.
In fact, I remember when you last changed it. It's because I made you change it when we were recording.
Oh yeah.
You're a bit dull. And
As, like,
It's scary. I'm just gonna say it. Restringing your guitar is
that
fucking
high
terrifying.
E is, well, for you, the high D. But yeah,
Yeah. It's absolutely terrifying.
in terms of my music, well, I've actually got one who I've met who inspired me, and then just one I've always listened to. Always listened to is Matt Garsker, who's like just all round drummer. He's in Animals Leaders. He does loads of session work.
all right, yeah.
He just like everything he does. He's like 99%. He's in the top 99%. Top 1% of everything he does, which to me makes him the best drummer in the world because he's so versatile and he's so tasteful in everything he does. So he's like my absolute dream idol.
I never thought we'd animals as leaders on the Dakota Avenue
Yeah.
podcast.
That's
the
it.
thing.
We're actually so like diverse.
Yeah,
Like,
because that's who, like, again, like listening, I was like, right, how do I sound like that? And now how do I use that tastefully in every setting? So, like, the one that kind of comes closest is Slightly Silly to that. Like, it's got those sort of complex grooves. So I'm trying to think, okay, how am I getting that to sound even? Or how am I getting it to sound tastefully uneven to add or, make different effects? But back on topic, the drummer who I've met who inspires me in real life is Jason Bold from Bullet, because I got an amazing opportunity with. Do you remember CJ Wild from the Wild Hearts?
Oh, right, yeah.
I got to so through a few people, I got to meet him and watch Jason Bold record drums for his new album.
Amazing.
Where was it? In the Cotswolds. We went down. He unloaded, set up, put the mics there. Shut up, Jay. Set the mics up.
poor choice
Played-
of words, really.
Played 10 songs. 10 songs. Recorded them all, like pretty much one take all the way through. Packed down. We were out of there in about 2.5 hours.
Amazing.
No.
And
Nice.
after seeing that and how professional he was, and it turns out he'd only got the songs 36 hours before he recorded them, and he just did them in one take. And I knew that is the level I need to be at. That is professional level. And if I can't do that, then I just need to keep practicing. That is insane.
So back to Dakota Avenue.
Oh, yeah, that.
Where do your tracks usually start? Do you start with a guitar track, or
I think I remember
do
you
usually have
saying it's actually
lyrics
drums.
first, or-
Yeah, so I always start with a loop pedal.
All right,
Like always, like start with like a loop pedal, and I'll like make like a drum groove out of my strings, and then kind of just some chords, and then like a melody. And because I think a loop pedal's so limiting in the way that like I'm limited with writing for the band. So like we've got a drummer, a bassist, and
Yep.
guitarist, and a vocalist that I kind of have to stick to them kind of 4 things. There's kind of only ever really 4 things going on unless you start introducing other things. So I like that limitation, and I just end up like going around that, doing it to death. And if I can come up with a melody that or a line that I really like from the loop pedal, I'll then move it onto like Logic or something, and I'll work horizontally. So I'll start just from the start. The way someone would listen to a song is like the way I would move through, and I just make the whole thing. And generally, lyrics is the absolute last thing. I will write lyrics to the piece of music.
I think it's the first time anyone's mentioned using a loop pedal to write with.
That is honestly like the only. I try doing other things, and it just doesn't ever sound like like I can finish the song, but it doesn't ever sound like it doesn't. I would say it doesn't sound like a Dakota song, which sounds like an RC thing to say because it's like, oh, well,
No, but you found your
but
methods
like,
of how to.
yeah,
how
I
to
feel like
write. That works
exactly.
for
Everyone
I
has
feel
their
like
own
that,
process.
I feel like
Yeah.
that is. Whereas, like, if I was to start on an acoustic guitar or something or whatever, it comes out as an entirely different song. It's not like a bad song. It's just a different song that.
It's
But
not-
yeah,
it's not
that's the
Dakota
way.
Avenue.
That's the way I would begin that, and then we take it to
Oh,
rehearsal and just make
Yeah.
it.
Not had that before in all the bands we've had on.
I think people usually just don't have any sort of process at all. They just do it.
Yeah.
Oh, see, yeah, it's for me
But-
like it's absolutely every single time that's how it goes. Like I cannot. If I try and change something, like I'll have a meltdown.
We're just so quirky. We're not like other bands.
Yeah, it's just stupid.
So the loop is key to.
Oh yes.
Absolutely, yeah, yeah. Shamelessly was obsessed with Ed Sheeran as a child. So
Yeah, he's a master with that looper, isn't he?
Yeah.
Absolute master.
and Katie Tunstall. I mean, that's where
yeah,
I
yeah.
first saw the looper.
Yeah.
Like she's a bit of a legend.
Yeah. So where did you find the inspiration for your melodies? Did they just come to you, or?
Yeah, I just blurt them out.
Right.
The most important thing to me is just like getting it out, let my brain do the work, and just kind of like belting out some like vowel sounds, some like just like it sounds so daft, and the process is like I couldn't do it if other people were in the house because you feel like a right arsehole.
Yeah.
Like, but like it, I feel like if you like push your brain to just kind of like just fire out some melodies over what you're listening to and push it to try that creative side to just try and create them vowel sounds or whatever, it's then really easy to put lyrics to that. Like, and things then naturally fall into place because you've got where your rhymes are in different places and all stuff like that. That's kind of what I do, but it feels so stupid doing it. Like,
Do you usually record it over the top, or do you just end up remembering it when you go back?
I have a bit of a rule where like I remember it because if I come back to it and I can't remember it, it's not catchy
Not
enough.
good enough.
Yeah,
it's not good.
like so if I can't go back the next day and then track the vocal, then like so say I get through it and I'm like I remember the first verse, I remembered the second line of the second verse, and then I remembered the chorus and I didn't remember any of the bridge. There's your sections that need changing, and I'll just like axe them like they're just gone.
Yeah. Yeah.
Such a weird process. Everyone has
it's
such
different.
weird,
No,
different
no.
processes, don't they?
Yeah,
But
and that's why we have this podcast, so
Yeah.
everyone knows how they go through it. Do you have specific roles beyond the music writing in the band? Is there one person that does everything, or is it split? Like
It's
your
ki-
social media and your booking.
It's kind of like we've got, so obviously everyone's got the main role in the band, which is their instrument, and then everyone's got like one main role outside of that. So mine is audio, anything audio. So I'll now make sure the backing tracks are working right, and then I'm the one on stage who's actually got in-ears on, well, the workers in ears. So I've got the click, and I'm controlling the backing track, and I'm doing that when we're on stage. Because I'm now doing the production, it means I can finalise those backing tracks, getting them sounding as good as we can do. Obviously doing the mixing itself, the tracking, keeping everyone on time with the tracking, which is... Anyway. Yeah, and all that side. And then...
you've just been heckled by a seagull in Wigan.
Yeah,
I'm from Grimsby.
hear that.
These inland seagulls have got nothing.
City gulls. Yeah. Yeah. Well, you've missed out the whole fact that you like. So we track the tunes together. I'm sorry if you didn't. Did you say this? Did
No,
you produce it? Say that you actually mixed the songs and were set to release a song that you've mixed. Like,
Yeah, actually,
Yeah.
we've got the first one that I mixed coming out
don't know when.
at some point,
Yeah.
and
Soon.
we're recording more now. Ones that have been in the set for years, and just because of the costs of recording,
Yeah.
you know, if you want to
Yeah.
get a pro sound, it costs loads. But luckily, Jay and Andy have got an ace now. Hopefully, if I can, keep up to the same quality as what they got before. Because the first thing I noticed when I heard "Slap Me Silly" was, okay, even if the writing wasn't that good, which it is, but even if it wasn't, they've clearly gone to the effort to get the production of a really high standard. So either one of them knows how to do it and they're using that to the full advantage, or they've actually put the money and time into going to a proper studio and getting a proper engineer to do it, which is just, another big sign of commitment.
Yeah.
but it's also like a poison. What is that? I don't even know if that's the right phrase. Because the minute you go, oh, do you know what? I'm gonna pay for a sick recording, like then you've got to pay for a sick recording again, and then a sick recording again, and the cost is like, oh shit! Like, why did I pay that much money for this recording? Because every recording afterwards is gonna sound.
So you have used recording studios in the past.
Yeah.
So
So up to now, so including next bill, which is about a month old now, all of them were recorded before I was actually in the band.
Right.
They've just been there for quite a while, but afterwards, we've now been tracking pretty much anywhere because, of course, nowadays you can just do it DI and use amp sims.
It's in a pub in Wigan, in Bury, innit?
Yeah,
in a function room of a pub.
The drums in there because I've got 2 8-channel interfaces. I can connect them together, and I've basically got a studio anywhere I go. So just mics it up in there because that room sounds surprisingly good for a pub's function room.
It's just like horrendously thick walls, aren't they? Like them old pubs are built like blooming fortresses, like
not like this room where you can hear everything.
Where you can get heckled by seagulls.
So when you were recording, Jay, was that was the track finished before you went in, or did the producer help you with the ones that you released already?
I would say they were like they were done. Like there was no like. There was no
big changes or anything.
No, because like I've got such a strong vision, like going in, which sometimes can be a bad thing and sometimes can be a really good thing. But like, luckily Jensen really likes that. I've got this really strong vision. He's like, I'm a sponge. Tell me exactly what you want.
It makes it so because I don't have to
he's
guess.
like, that's great. But you know, other people don't like it as much. But yeah, I would say I demo everything and kind of get it to the point where like all the parts are there. We've rehearsed it, we've gigged it, we've like molded it into something, and then them alterations. Then we'll obviously look at recording. But generally, when we go into the studio, we'll use the demo as a bass anyway, and they'll just replace drums, replace bass, replace guitar, and kind of leave the atmosphere or some So mainly done. Yeah,
it's funny as well because the atmosphere is normally on a lot of them now. That's what the backing track is live. It's just this big atmosphere that we have really low. It's just like a texture behind everything else, and a lot of time I'll just take that. So because of the way we set it up, that's completely on the left channel, and then it clicks on the right. So we could just use one file, and from like the Kilohertz bundle, you can get this channel mixer where I can basically just drag it from the left directly to the middle, cancel out that one, put a bit of reverb on it, and that becomes the atmosphere of the actual production.
the recording.
Because Jay is actually really good at recording because you've done a lot of it for. Because you've done a lot of it, so the ones you record for those atmospheres are perfectly usable.
Anyway,
so why go to more?
And it's it's like the initial heart of the track. Like it's that
original inspiration.
That atmosphere comes when you're writing the song. Like that atmosphere comes in so early, because like it's all about feel. Like Libby, you'll know that. I mean, you're in a band as well, aren't you? Have you recorded in a studio before? Yeah. So you'll both know this. Like having like when you're tracking and you're tracking to something that sounds arse. It just doesn't feel. It doesn't feel good. Like, and I'm not like brilliant at mixing and stuff, but I know how to make something feel good. So like the atmosphere comes in really early. So like it is the like beating heart of the track. Like it just is. Yeah.
And from the producer side, a really good trick is to put reverb on a singer's vocals on a singer's vocal track while they're recording, because they hear the reverb and it like inspires and can make often like singers go for it more and get more out of it. And then as they're singing, you just slowly lower the volume so that they stop hearing themselves and they have to sing more to get
producer tricks.
Damn.
There you go.
I don't suppose you look for a producer. Anyway.
So you do. You've had a lot of live gigs. Have you had a favourite so far? I know you haven't been in the band too long, but
not too long, but we've done quite a bit. And
well, like one of my favourite gigs has been with Ewan, which was that sleeper one. Like, that was mint.
That was quite mental and a long day.
Yeah, we drove to Milton Keynes and then drove back in the day. I'll be honest, that is not a patch on what we drove to Inverness. We drove to Inverness, played a show, then drove back flew from Manchester to Cornwall, and then got the car to where I used to live in Cornwall, and it was like a 25-hour day. It was disgusting. it was absolutely vile. But yeah, it was a long day. It's all right. You'll get there.
Thanks, Dad.
But yeah, that sleeper show was great because we were the support band, but I honestly would put money on every single person who had a ticket was there for us.
Wow. Yeah.
Like in this 500 cap venue, it was amazing.
It
Just
was
a room full of what is clearly people who just want to discover new music, which was just awesome. Like that was, it was just such a surreal experience.
We actually got a few posts on Facebook and Twitter or X
in the forums and
yeah,
stuff.
like
Yeah,
saying,
it was really nice.
Like,
who were that band?
Who were that band? Because they were really good.
And we were like, yeah,
It's
it's me.
like, oh.
I was commenting. I was like, it was me. Gives a follow.
Yeah, it was.
Like, who's this weirdo?
It was great, and it was really good as well to see almost like a bit of a taste of like a properly professional tour, how it's run, and the amount of stuff they've got going on. I mean, we stepped in. They said, "Oh, I think we must have lost your rider. So do you just want the standard?" It's like, we got a rider.
Yeah,
it's like, we'll get
really
the
painful, isn't it? Though at the same time, like because you have a taste of it, and you're like, why can't that be every day?
Yeah.
Why can't I do that? But like, no, it's not like that every day. Yeah.
By the way, the standard rider was a 16-pack of beer and a 24-pack of water.
Oh yeah, and all the Skittles with all the red ones removed or whatever that stupid rider joke is.
So for like a big gig like that, what time is your sound check?
It was like 4, was it?
All right, so it wasn't too early or anything.
No.
But because they obviously get there earliest to load everything in and stuff, and sometimes them big gigs you just get a line check, which is because they just we had no room though. Oh my god!
They couldn't move the other kit off because obviously there was no way to get the platform on and off, and it was a massive setup with all the keyboards as well and the percussion they had. So we just had to set it. So luckily we are a 3-piece because it means we could have Jay on the right, Andy on the left,
drums in the
middle
at the front.
We're all front men.
It was great because someone was stood at the front right next to your kick drum, and I was like, seeing you like that, fuck,
They really want to feel the bass.
Air blowing out the.
Has that been your favourite so far? Then the sleeper gig.
No, it was amazing, and it really was for the whole spectacle and just experience. But for me personally, it was the first time we played the Ferret.
Oh yeah, in Preston.
Because we went there, it was like a very last minute thing, and loads of things had gone wrong throughout the whole day. And then we finally got on stage, and we were all feeling quite deflated. It was like, right, we're gonna go for it.
That's
anyway.
an understatement. I was fucking raging. I was just not with it. I was.
Jay was not a happy chappy,
yeah,
right?
I was just about nothing in particular. I was just, just get yourself worked up, and you're like, there's fucking everything.
Yeah, it was like everything had gone wrong for all of us, and we were all just so deflated. But we got on stage like, right, we've got to do it anyway. We're gonna give it everything because it's not fair on people who are actually wanting to watch all 2 of them in the room. And but then we started.
It's not an exaggeration.
No, it's not. We started, and at the time we were starting with Temptress, so we'd manipulated, so we had a longer intro where it just started with drums, like really powerful, and then the whole song kicks in. And as soon as we started that, and the hope of it is that people, in any situation when we were in the practice room designing it, so people at the bar, people at the toilet, wherever, they hear it. It's, the drums are starting. Okay, the band are on. It gives them time to get there before the song kicks in.
Yeah. Smart.
And so we started going. Within 2 bars, all of a sudden, about 40, 50 students must have piled in from outside who were just walking by at the time.
Nice.
And it turned into the most lively gig I think I've done with you.
It was sick. It was really
amazing. Cool. And I had this one guy, if you're listening, whoever you are, I love you. You were he was just staring at me the whole time, but not just weirdly staring. He was proper G'ing me up the whole time.
A stank face.
Yeah. Honestly, I think we had a moment. It was amazing.
When you see that, it's great. Yeah, it was. I mean, it was an interesting one for me because I went from one emotion to the other. I was proper, not to get all super cheesy and stuff, but so obviously you set the tone about how like bad it was before, and there was loads of other things that were making. I won't go into it, but it was just probably it started off as one of the worst gigs I've ever done in my life, and I was like, why am I still doing this? Like, what the fuck am I still doing this for? And when so like my girlfriend walked in and like surprised us. I didn't know she was gonna come, and then at that moment I remember literally saying to myself, I was like, I'm gonna propose to you. I was like, that was literally I was like, that is literally, because she fucking changed me round though so quick.
Yeah,
I'd
saw
seen
your
her,
face.
I was like,
I
you've
saw
made
your
everything
face.
all right, and then all them people walked in and I was like, you've done this. I was like, you've done it, and then
And here you are,
yeah.
fiance.
Yeah. Taken, sorry guys.
It's a great venue as well, the Ferris. Isn't it?
Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Played a couple of times.
Yeah.
We played there not long ago, actually.
Yeah,
so-
they became.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And it was proper popping off, wasn't it? Like
Yeah,
it was like
it-
I could barely
full
breathe.
of
It's a
like
good
people.
venue. It's like it is a place where people go to watch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I can't remember who it was, the headliners, I can't remember the name now. But I think I had the weird experience going outside and seeing that they haven't got a gig van.
Oh yeah.
They've got a gig hearse.
Did you see that?
Oh, was that?
Yeah, I
know
think
that
we
band.
saw
Yeah.
them loading in.
The white something.
Sky,
White Sky.
Yeah, because they both were
Sky Valley
wearing.
Mistress.
That,
Yes,
yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
They had a hearse.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, that's cool, that isn't it?
No.
See, because
That's harrowing.
I put it on my story. I said, right. I put it on my story. I said, guys, gig hearse, hard or not?
Yeah. I was like, yeah, mental,
To
crazy.
be fair, if you're doing a
What's a
Halloween
gig
event, that
hearse?
will set the tone.
I'm gonna. Yeah. Yeah. I think we look sick in a gig.
Especially if you turn up like in the back and like if you open the back up, you just sit up like the Undertaker.
Have you got a dream venue or festival you'd like to play?
Yeah, for some I've always said that I like want to sell out Albert Hall in Manchester.
Yeah, what a venue.
It's just the coolest, most. It feels like no matter where you stood, you're like on the singer's lap. Like, you know what I mean? It feels like wherever you are in that venue, like you're in like a massive venue with loads and loads of people, but like you are so connected with the band. Do you not
Yeah,
feel
yeah.
like I don't know if
Yeah.
you've,
It feels
it just
like the place
feels
a bit, the venue as
stupidly
well, doesn't
intimate. Yeah,
it? It is.
that's it. It feels so intimate, like, and it just looks mint. I went watching Embrace there, and they were just like, he just was like this the whole time, like, you know, like that. He was, like just loving it. I was like, I want your job. Yeah, what's
Yeah.
yours?
I don't really. I've kind of got like a more achievable dream and just a dream.
Hang
dream.
on, don't speak like that.
Okay.
If you want to say Glastonbury, you say Glastonbury.
I'm not going to say Glastonbury yet. I was going to say
Yeah.
O2 Ritz.
Oh yeah,
I've
it's
been.
cool.
I've seen a few gigs there. Sorry, I'm leaders there, and it's just it's really
It is,
great.
it is.
It's like the perfect middle point between something like Glastonbury and your proper grassroots. That'd be a great place. And then actual big places, I think it's the AO Fly Arena in Sheffield, because that was the first place I saw a proper concert, and it was Slipknot in 2019. And that was when I first saw that. That was when I thought, I am getting on that stage one day.
That'd be sick.
It's
I'd love to do an
massive.
outdoor thing as well. You know, like how like Fontaine's are doing like Withenshaw Park and stuff, and
Yeah.
like Verve came back and did like Robin Park and stuff. I'd love to do an outdoor thing like that. That'd be sick.
Have you had any gig disasters?
I think that ferret one was
Ferret
pretty
one.
bad.
Yeah.
But it came good in the end.
Yeah,
it
that's
did,
the thing.
yeah.
It turned around nicely. I mean, I can't think of any like burning ones. There will be definitely ones.
While we're here, would you like to tell Dakota Avenue about your gig disaster?
Oh, which one?
The big one.
The
one that made you
too
cry.
many big ones.
There's one that made the child cry.
Yeah. So
What did you do to me?
it was so bad because our guitarist at the time, we said, "Oh, it'll be dead good if when you do that solo, like after you've done it, jump off the stage onto the floor and high five everyone at the front. It'll be really cool." But he took that as run through the crowd. He was wearing these massive, like, spiked cowboy boots and kicked a 2-year-old child
He
in the
slipped,
face.
Oh my god!
blood everywhere.
And there was
Scored a
blood just
touchdown.
like streaming out of
Scored
this
a try
child.
with it.
And this kid was like crying. We're halfway
They're on
through
the
this
stage.
song. Like, are you gonna come back up? He's just going.
He's there resuscitating this child. Oh my god!
So this kid was
Resuscitate with one
screaming.
hand.
Everyone was looking at the kid, and we were like, I think we should just get off. It was just
Oh,
it was awful.
Oh my god!
Awful.
Well, I've got nothing like that. That's mental.
Thankfully, we don't get anything like that
Yeah.
yet. Just wait for the next
You
one.
just-
Actually, no. I've got a crazy gig story from Afton. When after we'd been on, we were there with Rosenberg. They were headlining, and it's the Snug. Do you know the Snug? Yeah.
Yeah, we love
So we were just out in the courtyard bit, and
Oh, right,
it was a
yeah.
Saturday night. Amazing time, as you know, in Afton. So we're there with our stab vests on.
my
Yeah, my condolences. And we sat there in the courtyard, and in fact, Rosie was there for us. We're just there having a chat after the gig, just talking about it, and this guy wanders up the lane, and he was swaying side to side. And we thought, oh, he must just be hammered. But then he kind of like fell onto our backs. And then we saw he was covered in blood, and all down his shirt was covered in blood. And we thought, "What? Has he just been hit by a car or something? Or maybe he's like that hammered, he's like fallen over or something." So we get him sat down, and then a minute, like 30 seconds later, another guy comes up, and sort of is almost like angry at him, sort of saying, "Sit down, sit down." And we all go, "What's happening?" He goes, "Right, he's just been decked for punching the landlady."
Oh my god! Oh god!
the bouncer set on him.
We all froze. No idea what to do.
I was somewhere. I'm pretty sure I was in the kitchen of the Snug admiring the plants at this point.
Yeah,
I had no idea any of this was going on. Came out and he was squaring up to my brother. I remember that.
yeah. He was just there, like, and so he'd just been. I mean, this is only allegedly. We didn't see it, but like 3 people came over saying he'd just done this, and then this one girl who we think was his girlfriend was saying that he hadn't. But every time she went close to him, he literally pushed her away, and he ended up basically just like stumbling his way out. And then as we went out, as we were finally unloading, there was 2 police vans there putting 2 people in the back.
That is like so normal though in like other towns. Like,
That's
I
what
remember
scares
I
me.
played at like Queens in Tills. It used to be called Queens. It's now Elliott's or whatever. And I was really young, and the guy that ran it, Mikey, absolutely like love that guy. But he like got us in at like 6. Like we must have been 16 or something. And he was like, "I think you're mint. I want you to play," kind of thing. And these drunk people started having a fight. Fell over, landed on my pedal board, and completely snapped like my jack cable
shit.
off. And there's me, like, you know, some people would have been like, "Yeah, fuck it, whatever." I'd had like, I shouldn't say this because I was 16, but I'd had a drink, and I just started weeping, like mid-set. I was like, "You ruined my life!" I was just crying my eyes out. I was like, the landlady's like picking these 2 big blokes up, and I'm like, "Ah!" crying,
A
wailing
Linkin
like.
Park fan is born.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I remember. That was pretty bad, but nothing like that since.
yeah.
We're going to move on to the fun questions now.
Oh, go on then.
Which is a bit random. You've got a song that's a guilty pleasure. We'll start with you, Jensen.
Ooh,
Guilty pleasure.
Guilty pleasure, yeah.
So many, but
oh
like
my God, I don't know.
I don't have guilty pleasures because I'm just like, yeah, this is
This is a tune.
a bop. Like like what were me and Thea singing? Me and Thea in the car the other day.
No,
were,
so I
like,
said start with Jensen.
belting out Camp Rock, Camp Rock, like just loads of Camp Rock things.
Yeah. I think. Well, it kind of it was at first, but now I've just like said, "Fuck it, who cares?"
Okay.
Sleep Token,
All right.
because I'd.
Was that a guilty pleasure?
Well, that's what I mean. At first, I was like,
A
"Oh."
lot of stick.
At first, I was like, "Oh, you know," but then I was like, "You like what you like," and I don't like all, especially their new album. There's only like a couple from it I do like, but Take Me Back to Eden, that album, their album before this one, sorry. all of them were amazing. But from the new album, it's kind of the Caramel one, which is very like trap kind of, which is completely out of like the genre that I normally listen to. But that, I don't know, that one works for me.
Is it the production that you like in a song? Rather
Maybe.
than-
I think it's Vessel's voice as well just sits really well. In fact, it kind of reminds me of you.
Oh, that's so frustrating because I was just about to say it really annoys me. It's like, oh no! I'm like, no one authentically sings.
No,
like
but
that.
I don't mean like the way he sings. I mean his actual voice.
Yeah, no, I'll take that because he does have a really cool voice.
Yeah.
But I feel like he overdoes it a bit.
If you could only listen to one album for the rest of your life, what would it be? And it can't be a greatest hits.
Riddled me here.
Again, it'd have to be like Feeder, Pushing Senses, or Comfort and Sound, one of them two.
That is a really good choice, actually.
Absolutely. Just because it's like, it's got happy bits, sad bits. It's like, you know, if you can pick from your moods, then
Yeah.
you can like go, I'm going to listen to this because I'm in a bad mood, or this in a good mood. Go on.
I don't know if mine's going to be more nostalgia based or actual quality, but AM.
Arctic Monkeys.
Yeah.
Alright.
AM is just so good. It's
Yeah.
just so well put together. Like, not just production, but actual, like, writing. It's just so well put together in, like, the times they'll use, like, different types of singing or, like, different layering options. It's just so well done. And they get all different, like, moods in the same album sound. It's just, yeah, good.
Are these the quick fire questions? Oh, okay.
No, no, no.
No,
I was going to say, because I think we're talking.
No, we don't.
Gainer's there going, bloody hell.
So, everyone listens to loads of music these days, but is there songs that you always go back to? Always, like, yeah.
Oh, well, again, mine's just going to be completely different to the sound of Dakota.
That's
It's
fine.
Oh, but
That's fine.
it all
Uh,
contributes to the
Yeah,
sound,
that's what
doesn't
makes
it?
Dakota.
yeah, actually, yeah. So one of the songs that actually got me into production because I heard it, I was like, this sounds so thick and so clear at the same time. How do they do that? It's Sub-Zero by Alpha Wolf. So they're an Australian band. They're doing quite well now. Like, they are doing world tours, but at the time that was their like second EP, I believe. It's just so good. It's just so, like, production wise, so good sounding, and that is what inspired me. That's like one of the final things. Like, right, I want to get into this. I want to be able to do that.
Mine's, I'm just going to say Sticky Fingers, if you know them.
Who's that, sorry?
There's a Australian reggae band called Sticky Fingers.
Right.
Like, I could listen to them forever. I actually think they might be my forever. You know, when you
Yeah.
said you'd pick an
Yeah.
album, because you tripped me up when you said you can't have like a compilation album or something, and I was like, oh, for God's sake, because I'd have had Legend, Bob Marley, like, or something
Yeah,
like
that's
that.
a strong choice, though.
But yeah, I just love reggae. I always go back to reggae.
To be fair, I think that's like now one of the main reference bands for when we're mixing. So
Sticky
that's how-
Fingers?
yeah.
Right.
Oh, they're just sick.
So that is gonna
listen to
be-
them. Listen
yeah.
to them.
We'll check that out.
They're sick.
And Alpha Wolf.
If you get to play a big gig like Glastonbury or Red Rock, is there a walk-on song that you'd come out to that would get you pumped up?
As in one of our own or
No,
any song?
Any song.
Oh,
Something to get you fired
Yeah,
up.
see, I don't know if we go for something serious or something that's just
Yeah,
funny.
this is the thing.
I think I'd want something like Frankie Valli or What a Night. Like, you know, like, like,
Something.
oh, what a night. Dun, 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 dun. Like something just, or like September or
Something silly,
Sep-
just
just something mint. Yeah, something just like absolutely like,
that the crowd wouldn't expect.
yeah.
I don't know, like a semi-serious one that'd also be really good would be How Do We Get So Dark? You know,
Oh, Royal Blood. Yeah.
because
I just don't think I could come out to a serious song.
it's
I'd rather come out to like Hot Pots. Some about
Oh, yeah.
summer like I get Andy.
I got a brand new caravan. Or
Yeah.
Hot Pods reply to our DMs. Keep missing each other. Are there any upcoming bands that should be on people's radars that you've gigged with?
Not that we gigged with, but one I know who I've seen at Deaf Institute is Malcolm.
Oh yeah.
Who-
I've heard of Malcolm.
So a few of them are BIM students.
Yeah, they go BIM.
Still. But yeah, the stage presence, the writing as well, but everything about it is just so well done. And I will never forget being there at BIM Live in Deaf Institute, gets his guitar solo, and because they're on wireless jacks, he jumps onto the bar and does a solo while walking up and down the bar.
Yeah.
You do not get much harder than that.
Yeah. Oh, I used to always be able. There was a band called Say to Play, and like Fred now from Say to Play is in a band called Doctor Doctor, and they're sick. You'd love Doctor Doctor. You should
Would
listen.
I?
Yeah, you actually would love Doctor Doctor. Yeah, Doctor
my
Doctor.
homework.
If you know, do you know Fred Farrell and all that from the Say to Play, and Doctor Doctor, they're sick. Loads of mint bands like Tuesday Night Whites. We played with them. They
Oh, yeah,
put on
they're
an
great. Yeah, we
absolutely
got that
sick
one.
show.
Yeah,
They're
we got
from
that one.
Preston as well.
Yeah.
Like.
Red Clogs
You know.
as well.
Yes, Red
Yeah.
Clogs, Jordan, love Jordan, absolutely love that guy.
I love-
There's always loads like there's
Yeah.
loads.
It's hard to
You want to
remember
big
them,
everyone
yeah.
up though, don't you?
Yeah.
That's
There's
the things. Like,
also like there's a punk band called Miramore who are again majority BIM students, but like the crowd interaction. In fact, they were the first band I saw in Manchester because during Freshers Week they were doing the BIM live there at Yes in the basement, and during I think it was like a guitar solo or just before or after. Lead singer jumps down into the crowd and is just moshing with everyone, and it felt like such like a friend's gig rather than us
Yeah,
and them.
yeah.
Yeah.
It was like everyone was just one, and it was so good.
I do love it when people do that, but also at the same time, like it depends who it is, because
Can be a bit
sometimes they're like
cringe.
Yeah.
you've got off stage and you just just
That's
don't.
the same.
Just
But,
Honestly,
don't.
she did it
that's-
so well. It's what
Yeah.
is what
Yeah.
sold it.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
wasn't just like uncalled for. Like the crowd were going and going and going, and it was very evident that, and you could see them
They
on
were
stage
loving
like
it.
actually
Yeah.
really enjoyed it, and
Yeah.
just it was almost like a spur in the moment, just
Oh
straight in.
yeah, so like Sugarstone. I don't know if you know Sugarstone.
Yeah, yeah.
They're fucking mint. Sorry, I'm allowed. I'm,
Yeah,
I
you're
can
allowed to
swear.
swear, yeah.
Yeah. Swearing. Sugarstone are sick, and they do a lot of like they're just so interesting to watch. Yeah, there's I love it when you get like a proper gimmicky thing that they do on stage, and it always makes me sad in a way that I'm so tied to my pedal board and to my mic stand in a way that because the sound I'm creating is really important, and I don't want to compromise that. And then I'm just not the type of person that would step off stage and stuff. That's just not something I could ever do. And I think people would be like, "What's this lanky bastard doing in the crowd? Why is he doing that?"
Yeah, it's
Yeah. Don't even comment. Thank you. That's all right. Cheers.
Well, right, you're on death row.
Ooh.
What is your crisp drink and chocolate bar that you'd choose?
I used to
Fine.
always ask this at work. I used to always
Is this like a variation on the meal
Easy.
deal question?
Yeah.
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 easy.
Oh, go on then.
You first.
That's it.
I
Right.
think the question might have come from you originally.
Yeah, that's what.
It's been recycled.
Honestly.
Because
Yeah.
Michael was
Yeah,
the one who
because
used
Michael
to say
was-
it.
Yeah, because I used to do it as like an icebreaker when I used
Yeah.
to teach. I
Yeah.
used to just be
Yeah.
like, right,
Shout
okay,
out
no
to
one knows
Michael.
each other. Tell me what your favourite
Yeah.
chocolate bar is.
You go
Yeah.
out.
Mine would be. Did you say chocolate bar, crisps, and a drink?
Yeah.
Yep.
Boost, Thai, sweet chicken McCoy's, and a Dr Pepper.
He's got this memorized.
Wow.
That was quick.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Or a ginger beer. That's taken over now. Ginger beer, love that. I'm all over that.
Brand? Any brand?
Old Jamaica.
Class.
Oh God. Chris, you know the steak McCalls you get?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Them. I don't really eat a lot, Chris. I don't know why. I'm not really a big fan of it, but those ones.
You're going
Really
to
are.
go for it.
Yeah.
That
I
chocolate
won't have
rice,
the crisps.
chocolate, 100% a gold bar, but it'd have to be like I'd want to get like a big gold bar. 'cause they're
Gold
not-
bar?
yeah.
Have you had the Billions
Yes,
gold bar?
yes.
Jesus fucking Christ. That is...
All right.
What?
That is... I need a minute. That is... Get on it.
Why have you got two microphones?
Get on... Honestly, if you've never had one, I swear if you like a gold bar, you will...
Yeah,
you
and
will-
I've also just brought out a hazelnut version of that.
Oh my God.
Jay's gone straight to us.
Yeah, yeah. That's me. Thank you. What's your drink?
Oh, drink. Absinthe. No.
Petrol.
You know what? It'd be what's the Loco Monster recently. I'm not a big Monster drinker, but I just really like the flavour of it. I don't know why.
That's coming up. Have you had that? Levi Roots' energy drink with like chili. It's got chili in
I'm
it.
looking for someone
Chili.
to sponsor Dakota.
Yeah,
Avenue. Send
get
the
on it,
dates.
Levi. Reggae.
Right, I'm going to finish with some quick fire questions.
These
Go.
won't be
Night
quick. I'm
gigs or
sorry.
daytime festivals?
Oh, daytime festivals.
Yeah, day festivals.
Bacon frazzles or onion rings?
Onion rings.
Onion rings, yeah.
100%.
Iced coffee or hot coffee?
Hot.
Oh, it really depends. Hot.
City life or country life?
For the work,
Country.
city. For like literally everything else, country.
I'd say city if I had to pick.
Harry Potter or Star Wars?
Harry Potter.
Harry Potter.
Wow, that's the first time we've ever had that.
I've never been into Star Wars.
Both.
Have you just decided you hate us now? Well, I've got a story behind it though, but I probably can't tell it on here. But that's why I pick
We'll
Harry
speak
Potter.
about it afterwards.
Yeah.
And the final question: a mystery meat milkshake or a meat feast pizza with a toothpaste sauce?
You telling me you don't eat toothpaste?
The pizza.
Yeah.
Anything goes on a pizza.
But liquids, that is always going to be
Yeah.
funny. That is like one of my sensory. Like if there's,
I just think
I
it's
can't have orange.
disgusting.
I
Yeah.
can't have orange juice with bits in it.
Oh.
I throw
Yeah, but
hands
could you
if I see that.
Imagine a meat milkshake. It's like chunky, and
Yeah.
it's just disgusting.
Yeah, like that. They're the things that the drinking trials on I'm a Celeb are the worst ones.
Yeah.
Like I could watch someone eating a bollock all day. Like that's fine. Even the like fish eyes or whatever. Like
But when they
Or-
say, "Oh, this is blended camel's penis,"
yeah, or they're like this is the
No.
anus of a cow, and I'm like, oh my god, that's gonna taste like poo. Like that's literally disgusting. That is gonna be a poo drink. Like that is rank.
what a shit bar.
Yeah,
Well, thanks for coming down.
Thank you.
Thank you
Where
for
can
having
people
us.
find you?
Everywhere.
yeah.
Instagram,
Spotify.
Spotify.
Spotify, main thing, yeah, for music, all of them.
Don't really do X, so don't do that.
No.
But, yeah, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, we're giving that one a go. Spotify, any of your streaming platforms. Yeah, thank you.
Thanks, Dakota Avenue.
Brilliant.
Cheers.
Thank you.
Later.
Buzzing.
Bye.